It's 2026 and you might still not be sure how to use ChatGPT, what AI is, how to write prompts, how to actually get AI to do work for you in your business. And now is a crucial time because you don't want to continue to fall behind 2027, 2028 to the point where you have no idea what's going on, like websites, like digital marketing, like social media. So stay on top of this. In this video, I'm going to walk through 3 different settings and things that ChatGPT can do so you're educated on it, you know how to get the best use of it and make the most of your time and get good results from it. So let's get started here. And so first thing that we're going to go through is how to actually use ChatGPT to get the most out of it so it knows you, it remembers you, because it has those features now with memory and things like that. And so now we're going to talk about how to get the most and best use out of ChatGPT, especially with personalization. With Google in the past, if you type something in, you get your answer and it's gone. If you wanted the same answer, you'd have to go back to it. But with ChatGPT, we have personalization and memory. So it remembers you, it has context about you, and this really creates a solid plan for having a thinking partner. So it knows you, you don't have to re-remind it every single time. So to start, I'm gonna go into ChatGPT here and you can actually follow along if you have it open with you. I'm gonna go to the bottom left, click on my name, I'm gonna go to settings, and this is where I'm gonna start. So a couple good things. You can actually, affect the lighting. You can make it dark, light, the accent color you can change, language, any of this stuff here. Even the voice that it has. So making it personal to you. What do you want when you talk to ChatGPT? And then the next thing I'm really going to dive into is personalization here. So if you click on settings, you'll go down, personalization. What's the style and tone that you want? So for me, I want candid. I want it to be honest with me. ChatGPT and AI, LLMs are for the most part pretty, affirming. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. You might tell it a crazy business idea you have that would never work and it would still say, "Oh, that's a great idea." I want mine to be candid. I want mine to tell me exactly what I'm looking for. So I have it on direct and encouraging. You can change it as you need. Maybe you're using it for different things, but at the end of the day, I want it to be honest with me, and that's why I have it on candid. Other settings that we have here, you can change the setting of warm, friendly, kind of default. Some of these don't matter. Some, again, it's personal to you. Headers and lists, I typically like this because its format is much more structured for, my writing or my work that I'm doing, which I prefer. Emojis, obviously, kind of depends on you. Maybe you write social media content and you like more emojis, then you can have that in there. And so here's some custom instructions that I have to really make it personal to me. So what I have right now, I said, I want you to always be direct with me. Do not be overly affirming. Tell me the truth and act as a coach or mentor. Tell me when things are good and tell me when things or ideas that I have are bad and need feedback. Don't agree with me for the sake of it. So what I'm really instructing it to do is be honest with me. I want you to tell me the truth. I'm running a business. I want it to tell me, hey, that's not a good idea. Don't do that. As opposed to just doing whatever I want and it's saying, okay, sure. And that's really how you're going to get the best use out of it. And so we scroll down. A couple of things that we have is the About You section. So just scroll down here if you're following along. Occupation. This gives it a better idea of who you are. Maybe you're a doctor, a lawyer, a car detailer. I'm going to note that I'm an AI automation consultant. That way, when it knows a lot of my questions that I'm inputting, it's like, oh, he's an AI automation consultant. This is typically, what he's wanting or asking, and it can give me better feedback. You can add a little bit more about you. So again, just kind of mention that help people buy back their time, make more money using AI, publish videos. I'm a Christian, value my health, time, relationships, and want to build wealth because who doesn't? This is the personalization part. The next part we kind of get into is the memory section, which is huge. Memory now, and you can tell it this. I'll show an example after, but you can get it to remember about you. So I have kind of a structured, I've given it an idea of who I am so far, but memory in terms of what if I want something specific? Let's say, hey, my business did, whatever it is for you, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000, $1 million in 2025. Save that as memory as a benchmark. So when I show you real numbers from this year, you have something to compare to. It could be something as simple as that. So if I have these settings on, reference saved memories, you can do that. It pulls memories, it has a better understanding of you. And how much time does this save? What if I had to tell it every single time, hey, this is who I am and what I do, give me feedback in this sense? And it's like, it just wastes time. And so this has saved so much time for me as I'm trying to prompt it, as I'm trying to, have it as a thinking partner. And so memory here, if you click manage, you can actually see all the different things that it has remembered. And a bonus part, you can actually delete things that you don't want it to remember anymore. So maybe I was a business owner, maybe I was doing XYZ and I don't anymore. I can delete it out of its context so it doesn't reference that anymore. And so the second thing that I want to get into is, we touched on personalization. It knows you now. Now it's like, how do we talk to it and get the best use out of it? Second thing that I want to mention is the voice feature, which is huge. And the final thing I'm really excited about, it's going to be the future of AI. Stick around for that one. And so getting back to the voice function here, it's huge. If I click this button here, and you'll have this on your phone too, but if I use voice mode, and I'll just show you as an example. Hey, ChatGPT, can you give me the top 5 restaurants in Regina that have over 4.5 stars on Google and make sure that one of them is at least a Chinese restaurant? I just told it exactly what I want. It gave it to me in less than 20 seconds. It's got everything I want and a Chinese restaurant like I mentioned there. And so this is really the place that we're moving into. We've typed for so long. Humans can only do so much in terms of typing with our hands. We're actually limited a lot by our hands. And one way that you can save a ton of time is by using the voice function. And so I'll distinguish really quick what I'm talking about. There's this voice function here, voice mode. So I can talk to it back and forth. It's really good at picking up when you're talking still, when you're done talking, and it's very good at conversation. The second thing would be the dictate. So that's more of a transcribe. So if I click on this, now it's going, now it's moving, it's picking up everything I'm saying, but it's not a live conversation. So if I were to do that, it's going to type in everything I'm saying. Now I have that. It's still good. It's still great. But see how much time I've saved if I just talk to it as opposed to typing and typing and typing. Now I can just express my thoughts. And one of the best ways to get the use out of ChatGPT is communicating with it like a human. And what better way than to just have my phone and tell it exactly what I want, have a few ums, ahs, just like conversation wise. I don't have to make it perfect. And so this becomes a game changer in 2026 where primarily we were all typing, but now the voice mode's really good and the winners are going to separate from the losers, the ones that save time, the ones that get the most out of ChatGPT and really are using the voice function. Because how much time over the course of a year are you going to save by using the voice? It's so much quicker than if I were to text or type or whatever it is. And so that's going to be the separation gap for some people of using the voice mode, making the most out of it. And the final thing that I want to touch on, which I'm so excited about, ChatGPT has always been so cool and that you can, talk to it, it can give you outputs, write you plans, all this kind of stuff. What's really excited me, and I knew this was coming, and I think, a lot of us have knew it's coming, is when can AI do my work for me? And we're actually at that point. It's crazy. We'll think back in 10 years like, oh wow, this was the point in time where AI got really, really cool, and it's always been cool, but now it's like, what can it really do? And so now it can actually automate and start doing some of your work for you. It is very basic, but this is just the starting point. Even a year from now, I think we're going to have so much more. So stick with me. There's a couple things that we can do, and I'll show you and walk through step by step how you can actually do them yourself. And so the first thing that we can do is like integrations. And so I'm going to click on here. If I go to the plus button, I go more. I can see that I have Canva connected, Go High Level, Stripe, Vercel, Zoom, all these different things, even my Google Drive. And to set this up, I'm going to show step by step, a couple ways. But first I'll go to my settings like we did the first time. If I click on there, I'm going to go down, not general, but to apps here. And then you can see all the apps that I have connected here. If you want to add some, it'll probably be empty for you right now, but you can go add more. Shows all ton of these apps, Lovable, Expedia. You can actually get it to help you plan trips. And I think another feature that we're getting into is when you tell, hey, ChatGPT, book this flight for me to this place, make it under this price and use this credit card, and it'll book it for you. But you can see they have featured, lifestyle, productivity. There's really a whole range of a bunch of different things that you can connect to it. And I'll show you how that works here, but I'll give you a couple examples as well. And so I'm going to show you a live example here. If I click the plus, and you can do this on your phone too. If I click the plus, I'm going to go more, and I'm going to select the one that I want to use. So let's even just say Canva. Maybe you're someone who makes posters, YouTube thumbnails, all the different things. I'm going to use Canva as an example, and I'll say, make me a YouTube thumbnail where ChatGPT is my best friend giving me a hug, and it should say 2026 in the top right corner. make it largely blue. So I'm going to paste that in. Let's see what we get here. And I've already connected my Canva like I showed previously from the app section. And so this is crazy already. Obviously, I'd want my face in it, but look at this. Like it take it from nothing to absolutely, it's kind of weird, but like look at everything it's done. It described it perfectly as much as I want. Gave me a few options. If I wanted to make this from scratch, how long would it take me? Yes, there's templates and all this stuff, but we're getting to a point now where I can just describe exactly what I want. And this is a weak prompt. If I give it a ton more detail of what I'm looking for, it could do a much better job. But even this now, if I wanted a thumbnail in like 5 seconds or a minute, it's done already like that. And so for the final scenario that I'm going to show on the kind of task portion that it can do, the apps that we looked at, is my Gmail. So I've already connected this in the apps section like I mentioned. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it to pull an email from my Gmail without me looking at it, without me telling it much. Tell it to me, get it to create a draft response, and then send it to myself. So let's see how that goes. So I've said this, again, it's already connected. Check my emails. If there's anything from Dan Martell, I know I have one, obviously it's a marketing email. Summarize it for me and then send that to my personal email and let's see what it does. So right now it's talking to Gmail, so it's looking for, this took like what, 10, 15 seconds? This is his marketing email from the current year. It gives me the entire summary, the subject, the date, the message, key points, everything like this. And then what it can do, sometimes it does this, it's new. So it says I can't send emails on your behalf, but it can draft a clean copy paste email. And I'll say draft the email for me, ready to send. And so it did that already. It's pretty much ready to go. All I have to do is basically hit send. So it's written at this point. If I go open an email, Gmail, I can see it here. Boom, done. All I gotta do is type my name in there, my email that I want, and I can send. How easy is that if I want to extract data from one app, send it to another app, send it to someone? And really, this is going to be the future of what we do, where we operate in one single system and send data out, send instructions, and the AI is going to work for us over time. Eventually, it'll work for us 24/7. We'll all have some kind of AI assistant or, something like that. And so at this point, there's so many different things that ChatGPT especially can do to help automate the work that you're doing, to help think with you and strategize. There's so many more different things that ChatGPT itself can do that I didn't even go through in this video. And so I'm going to be making a ton more videos really educating how business owners can make the most out of ChatGPT to make more money, to save more time, and really get the help that they are looking for. And so for you, if you are looking for help, one-on-one support using ChatGPT, automations, AI agents, send me a message or leave a comment down below. I would love to know what kind of business you own, what you're doing, and how I can possibly help or point you in the right direction. Hit that subscribe button if you are looking to take your AI game to the next level in 2026 so that you aren't the one that falls behind. You are up to date, you know how to use it, you know how to make more money in your business and save you more time. God bless.